What is going on, guys, and welcome to Mr. WWE Cam YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing the first round from the Survivor Series tournament. I didn't do a Raw review this week or the week before. I've been so busy at the moment. It's been unbelievable. So I do apologise about that, but I will be reviewing the first round in this video. I'll be ordering my favourite matches from the first round, giving you my predictions of the second round, and then I'll upload a video tomorrow which will be me analysing the 8 competitors that are left in the tournament, analysing their chances and sort of listing them in the most likely to win the tournament, and why it would be a good thing if they won it, why it wouldn't be a good thing in my opinion. So that's coming tomorrow, but today we're going to focus on this. Now, this tournament has come about because of Seth Rollins' injury, which I'm absolutely and was absolutely gutted about. When I heard the news, it was one of the worst days of my life, not just because of Seth Rollins thing, but like nothing went right that day. Let's just put it that way. It was terrible. The Seth Rollins thing didn't help the situation at all. It was just absolutely gutted, gutting really. He was okay, so his championship reign wasn't great, but to have him injured for 6 to 9 months is horrid. It really is bad. He's not going to make WrestleMania. I think that's clear. It's just a real shame. Let's just hope that he gets back, and when he does get back, he is his usual good self, and hopefully he can come back as a face. But we're going to get into the tournament. We're going to do it in chronological order. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, when I saw the bracket, I was a bit like, oh, for fuck's sake, what the hell? Seriously? There was just not, for me, enough excitement in it. I didn't look at it and think, oh my god, this is going to be awesome. I looked at it and thought, this is going to be crap. I'm not going to lie to you, that's genuinely what I did. Whether I was right or wrong to do that, I don't know. Just because there's not enough people in it that are that interested. I know that sounds harsh, but some of the matches I just really didn't care about. Having Big Show in it, not having a New Day member in it, no John Cena, Triple H, Lesnar, no one like that in it. I've heard people say about Chris Jericho, Rob Van Dam, anybody like that, getting people like them back. I'm trying to think of another person you could have got back. Batista, perhaps, to get him back into the... I don't know. I just expected a few more names in there that are big names. But it is what it is, and I suppose it's nice to see the WWE put some time into some other talent. It would help if they'd have booked the talent better up to this point, but there we go. Let's get into the first match then. We started with Roman Reigns versus Big Show. And yeah, I thought Raw was a pretty good show, to be honest with you. Very much focused on that world title, which I thought was, again, obviously it had to focus on the world title. And then the end bit with Undertaker, Bray Wyatt, and that was awesome as well. But what we'll start with is, I'd have loved Roman Reigns to have joined the Authority. He didn't. He faced Big Show. The match was absolutely terrible. Personally, I thought it was a really, really boring match. Partly because I've seen it 100 million times. Partly because the Big Show's in it. And partly because we knew who was going to win. Roman Reigns won, obviously. It was a boring match. It went on too long. And if this was meant to get me excited for the tournament, well, it done the opposite. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be shitter than I thought. But Roman Reigns won. He advanced to the next round. We'll see where that match ranks on my favourite matches of the first round and of this tournament at the end of this video. But I think you pretty much imagine it is towards the bottom. So that was the first match. Not going to talk too much about that. Kevin Owens versus Titus ONeil. A new feel to it. It was a bit of a different match. Never have we seen these two people face each other before on the main roster. It was an interesting match. Again, pretty predictable outcome. Knew Kevin Owens was going to win. Wanted Kevin Owens to... Oh my god, this is just ridiculous. Every time. I'm not answering the phone. This phone does not rang all day today, and then I start recording it does. So yeah, Kevin Owens versus Titus ONeil was a little bit weird to see Titus ONeil in, and this is what I mean by they should have used the likes of... Fucking shut up! Thank you. Oh my god. They should have used people like Chris Jericho, the John Cena's, the Lesnar's here instead of the Titus ONeil. But there, it's not Triple H. It was never going to happen, was it? Let's be realistic. I just expected one of them names to be in there. But yeah, it was a good match. It was nice to see Titus ONeil in singles action. He's not the greatest singles competitor, but he isn't too bad. A fantastic pop-up powerbomb from Kevin Owens won the match. Good back and forth match. Fresh match. Never seen these two face each other. Wasn't a bad match. But again, after that really poor first match, and then the second match was a bit like, yeah, that was good, but, you know, it was okay. Yeah, I wasn't like, oh my god, this is going to be a great tournament. We then move on to the next match, which was The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. And we saw them face in a street fight on SmackDown the week prior, I think, the Halloween special. So, was it the week prior or was it the week before that? I don't know, I get so mixed up at the moment. But essentially, again, it was another outcome which I kind of knew what was going to happen. I knew Ziggler would win, and he did. It was a good match. Again, these two have got a good chemistry. They wrestle all the time, really. So, they obviously have good chemistry. I like Miz as a... what am I trying to say here? I don't mind Miz as a top talent when he at WrestleMania 27 time. Yes, WrestleMania 27, the main event was terrible, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't think he was too bad at main event level. Do I think he is ready to take the WWE World Heavyweight title when there's only one main title and we don't have the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship? No. But he is still an important player. Obviously, with the films and stuff, he is a little bit of a big-time player. And when you're The Miz, it's not as... If you're Brock Lesnar, that's fine. If you're The Miz, it's difficult. They're not booking him particularly well either. But it was what it was. Another okay match. Ended 3 kind of okay match. Well, 2 okay matches and 1 shit match. But Dolph Ziggler advanced, right decision. Yeah, decent match. Ziggler selling that. I think it was a leg. God knows what side it was. Sold that really well. We then had the kind of like the final match. Oh no, I don't know. No, we had another match after that. Ignore me. Sheamus versus Cesaro. This was a really good match. This was the first match on the whole entire tournament where I was like, yes, that was absolutely awesome. King Barrett was with Sheamus at the side. Cesaro's awesome in the ring. You know, he really is amazing every time he goes and can pull off a great match with anybody. They're both quite stiff workers, if that, you know, I think Cesaro is quite, and obviously Sheamus is as well. That produced some really hard hitting stuff. It was always going to be a good match. It's quite a fresh matchup. The use of Rooney as well, I loved that. I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was one that you really couldn't call. You couldn't really call whether they were going to let Sheamus win or whether they were going to pick Cesaro, which made it a really entertaining match because it was an unpredictable outcome. And again, I think they chose the right person in Cesaro winning. Have it a little bit controversial so it doesn't look that bad on Sheamus. Not that they give a shit about Sheamus. Anyway, next match, Tyler Breeze versus Dean Ambrose. Another good match. Nice to see Tyler Breeze in this tournament. Some would argue he doesn't deserve it. Whatever. Dean Ambrose again. Everyone expected Dean Ambrose to win. He did. Good match though. I think was it? It was his first match on the main roster, wasn't it? Oh, I'm being stupid there. I think it was Tyler Breeze's first match, and it was a good one. These two could have a really good feud in the future if they well, which I'm sure we'll see it down the line at some point. Dean Ambrose wins the match. Good match. The only thing that I'd say about the 5 matches on Raw was there or Raw in general, there's a lot of roll-up victories on Raw. There really was. So the Raw's proportion of the tournament, yeah, pretty good, pretty decent. Definitely got a lot better as the night went on. As I say, we'll list I'll list the order of entertainment or how much my favourite match to my least favourite match at the end of the episode. But that was the first sort of Raw's proportion of it. We then have 3 matches on SmackDown, and all of these 3 matches I really thought were pretty damn good. 2 of them pretty damn outstanding. The first we had was Neville versus King Barrett. Obviously Neville, or Adrian Neville I still call him, from Newcastle, England. Barrett from Preston, England. In England, it was always gonna be a great match. would they be able to connect? It was a really good showing from King Barrett, or Wade Barrett. It reminded me of Wade Barrett in the Nexus. That sort of Wade Barrett, where I thought, you know what, and it was the first time I've seen it in a couple of years, this guy really could be a big main eventer, a heel main eventer, if he was booked right. Drop the King thing, go back to Wade Barrett, because he can put on an unbelievable show. He's good on the mic, we saw that on Raw. He's got charisma about him, he is a good heel. He now seems as if, hopefully, if he can go 3-4 months without getting an injury, maybe the company will put a bit of faith in him and give him, I don't know, the Intercontinental Championship, or maybe push him a little bit further. Great match. Neville looked really good in the match as well. The match was great. It really was an awesome matchup. I thought it would be good, but it really did do a hell of a lot better than I thought. Adrian Neville won, advances on to the next round. Wade Barrett looked awesome in defeat. Incredible. Really enjoyed that matchup. And yeah, well, I'm not going to say whether I think it was the best one yet or not. We'll leave that to the end. We then had Kalisto versus Ryback. Fully expecting Ryback to win. And I'm a big basher of Ryback. And about his wrestling ability, but he'd done a really good show in here, and I'll give him credit where it's due. A heel Ryback I would like, a face Ryback I don't like. I don't think I'd love a heel Ryback because I don't think I can love Ryback. But I think I'd like Ryback more if he was a heel, and I wanted him to turn heel at the end of the matchup. But Kalisto won in what was an incredibly good match. When two styles like Ryback, his style and Kalisto's style, sometimes it will create a pretty shit match, and that's what I had in my mind, mainly because Ryback was involved, and I was like, this could be really quite shit. But the styles worked really well together. They worked really well together. It was a fresh matchup again. Never seen these two compete in one-on-one action before, or not that to my knowledge. And so it was good. The chemistry, they've got a lot of chemistry. From God knows where. Really good match. And yeah, Kalisto got enough charisma, got enough character about him to be really good as a singles competitor. He wins in a shocker. Fantastic end to the match. I can't say the fucking Selena Del Sol. Probably said that completely wrong. Off the top rope at the end. Really good match, and one of Ryback's best matches of recent memory. Really good match there, and as I say, we kind of had 4 really good matches in this tournament. We finished with Alberto Del Rio versus Stardust, heel versus heel, which was a bit strange. A lot of people don't like that. I don't mind it. I was just a bit like, whoa, because WWE don't usually do it unless it's with the Divas. Alberto Del Rio is always going to win this matchup. He did. It was what it was. It wasn't the greatest match. I hate Alberto Del Rio and Zeb Coulter together. I just hate it. I gave it a chance to grow on me, but it just hasn't. And I absolutely despise it, and I want them to split up right now. And Stardust, I just wanted to go back to Cody Rhodes. I thought he would after the passing of Dusty Rhodes, but he hasn't, and they're just not booking him right. It's a little bit upsetting, really, because he is such a talented guy. But Alberto Del Rio won the match, and that ends the first round. So the first round in review created some really good matchups, and after the poor start, really got into it, and I really enjoyed the first round, and it's made me really look forward to the next round of the tournament and to the outcome of this tournament. It could have been a hell of a lot better. Not the first round, but the tournament as a whole. But it still is going to be pretty damn good, I think. Let's just have a look at... I'm not going to say who I think will win the tournament because I'll leave that for next episode. But I'll just go through the quarter-final draw. We have Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. All these matchups happening on Monday Night Raw. Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto. Kevin Owens versus Adrian. Neville. Dolph Ziggler versus Dean Ambrose. 4 matches there that look really, really damn good. My predictions. Roman Reigns, Cesaro. This is my prediction, not what I want to happen. Roman Reigns. Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto. Alberto Del Rio setting up Roman Reigns versus Alberto Del Rio in the semi-finals. Then we have Kevin Owens versus Neville. I think Kevin Owens will win. We then have Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins. Jesus. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler, and I think Dean Ambrose will win that, setting up Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose in the semi-final. So that there are my predictions. Will they be right? Will they be wrong? Leave your thoughts on this first round tournament down in the comments section below. What has been your favourite matches? But before we go, we're going to list my favourite matches and also leave your predictions for the tournament. So, from worst to best, we start with the worst match by a country mile, Roman Reigns versus Big Show. Hated it. Ballfest, slugfest, whatever you want to call it, shit. I just call it shit. That is, you know, if I have to describe that match, it is shit. Alberto Del Rio versus Stardust comes in at number 7 on this list. We then have Miz versus Ziggler that comes in on 6th. Very tight there for 7th and 6th. We then have Kevin Owens versus Titus ONeil that's coming in at 5th. 4th, now starting to get into some really good matchups. Dean Ambrose versus Tyler Breeze. Really enjoyed that matchup. We then get 3rd with Kalisto versus Ryback. Very close to 2nd. Just about misses out on it because I don't think the wrestling was as good as the next 2. But Kalisto and Ryback coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, Cesaro versus Sheamus. Great matchup, great story, really good, well booked. But first, whether it's because I'm biased, because I'm British, I don't know. But Barrett versus Neville was incredible. That's my favourite match so far. We created 2 really good 2 stunning matchups and then a couple of really damn good matchups. 4 out of 8, you would argue probably 7 out of 8 were watchable, which I don't think for WWE is bad at all. Thanks for watching. As I say, leave your predictions of this tournament in regards to the next round and your thoughts on the first round down in the comments below. I will come back tomorrow with who I think should win, who I think shouldn't win, why they should win, why they shouldn't win, etc. We'll go for each and every single one. I'll order the likelihood, in my opinion, of them winning the tournament. So I'll see you for that tomorrow. And other than that, enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.